my world, at least the way I see it. If you are happy with the current administration, please scroll on by. This is not the channel for you. If you are not happy and you want to do something about it, come on in, pull up a chair, get a tablet and a pencil, piece of paper, tablet, whatever your conveyance is. And because we have homework and we got things to do, and I'm blathering. But I got fam in the house. Hi, fam. Chris is here. Thank you, Chris. Good to see you. How you doing? Dinky Jen is here. Hi, Jen. Good to see you. How are you both? We got a heat wave here. It's 35 degrees, but no snow is melting. It's still icy out there. But it's warming up. So how is everybody? My voice is always quieter on Tuesday. Maybe my voice is quieter on Tuesday because I've overdone it on Monday. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, I found a new setting I didn't know about. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, Jen, does that help? Let me know. Maybe if I didn't talk so much on Monday, I'd be louder on Tuesday. I don't have StreamYard over. I mean, I don't have Nightbot over here, Chris. Uh, do I have to have 1,000 subscribers to have Nightbot? I had to look into that. I don't have Nightbot. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay, thank you. I found a new setting yesterday. I'm like, I didn't know that was over there. Maybe I can use that. Pebbly Pooh, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. How are you? Let me see what. Yes, you got me hitting buttons over here. Let me see what other buttons I have. I know, Pebbles. I know. You won't believe what I'm working with over here. Wait a minute. I sent you. No, I sent you an email for. I sent you an email from the first sale. I haven't gotten through yesterday's things yet, but I sent you an email. Well, no, Pebbles, it doesn't come from me. It comes from PayPal. You get an invoice from PayPal. So if you don't see it in your inbox, look in your spam. It might be in your spam because I sent it. Because your package is right here ready to go. Did this be you, Pebbly Pooh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming from PayPal. Chris says, I figured that out, but thank you. You're welcome. You figured what? Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I have to see if I can get it. Oh, what happened today? You had an amazing thing. What happened? Do tell. And a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat. It's because I can't roll this chair on carpeting. Roberta, how you doing today? I'm going to sit here patiently and wait for Pebbles. Oh, I was playing with this thing here. Yeah, I have all of the emails except for Sarah and except for Rita and Sandra, because I figured they'd want to add more during yesterday's sale. So I can send theirs out now. Okay. Pebbles is being donated an AKA Labrador puppy to help train as my new service dog. That is awesome. That is awesome. Fantastic. Labs are good, but I love the golden retrievers. They're little cousins. I like their little cousins. It's a bougie dog. Is it a yellow lab or a chocolate lab? Because you know I'd want a yellow lab. I take it that means you lost your other pet, and I'm so sorry if you did. I knew you had to take him back and forth to the vet. It doesn't matter. No, I just thought you knew what color he was. I was just asking about the color. Darcia, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. How are you? And oh, you still have him? Oh, good. Okay. Oh, you have a dog and a puppy. Ooh, look at you. Okay. Okay. Um, Running around these YT streets today trying to see who's doing what and why. We know why. We don't know who. Hey, Darcia. Um, Roberta says yellow labs are the blondes of the I don't know. My golden had her blonde moments. She had her blonde moments. Uh, the smoke detector was going off. I needed to change the batteries, and she hated the noise. And this used to be my daughter's bedroom. I came in here to ask my daughter to take the dog for a walk so that I could change the batteries because she hated it. She climbed up in the bed with my daughter. She's like, "Save me, this is too loud." Goldens or redheads. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. She was just sensitive. Um, I was running around the streets trying to see what was going on, and people were giving me all kinds of feedback. Pebble says black, yellow, brown, red. They breed them all. Okay. Oh, you're getting them from a breeder. Okay. I got a notification from my dear Senator Josh Hawley. I haven't been listening to Josh lately because he irritates my soul. But trying to see what was going on this week so that we can talk about it. And there's nothing I can do about Josh. But he was interrogating the Honorable Mr. I can't even say his name, who's over the NIH. And he was trying to get the point across that the American people have been lied to because some of the funds were being donated to China for research for the COVID vaccine. And I'm sitting here thinking, Trump kept calling it the Chinese virus. So if it's the Chinese virus, don't you think they should help in getting a vaccine for the virus? Well, the Honorable Mr. Whatever said, we've been working on that, but my priority has been in um, locking down that avenue so that it is not happening now and it does not happen in the future. So he's working to stop that leak that was funneling money over to China so that we're not doing that now and to make sure he puts safeguards in so that it doesn't happen in the future. And instead of saying, okay, that's good, I'm glad you're taking care of it, Mr. Hawley went back to the point that, well, I think you should admit to the American people that they have been lied to. And I was sitting there going, every time you all open your mouths, the American people are being lied to. Leave the man alone. He is working. I'm getting off my soapbox because Josh and I will never agree on anything, but I am I don't like Josh. You tried not to run. Did you walk? Roberta saying hi to everybody. Trump also said China was doing a good job containing. Yeah, like I said, every time he opens his mouth, he lies. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, I wasn't looking for somebody else because I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere with Josh. What are you going to do, choke him? So, I went to Monique Presley because she was next in my notifications. And the link in the chat starts at where we, no, the link in the comment, the link description. The link in the description starts from where we're starting now because Monique goes on for an hour. But if you have an hour, go back and watch the whole thing because she gives you points on voting. You can go to vote.org to make sure that you're registered. And she says check in your area to see when your last day to register is and go to the site that very last day to make sure that you're still on the roll. So she had some real good voting tips on there as well. Oh yeah, that's why we were late into the game because he kept saying it wasn't a thing and that it was a hype. And then people started unaliving, and for being one of the last countries that came into it, we lost the most amount of people because we weren't getting adequate information. He promised us it would go away like magic also. He also started telling Fauci not to update the people because he didn't want us to know how bad it was. So if you want to talk about lying to the American people, you could start there, Josh, because he was uh, not letting Fauci educate us. Chris says that means they're trying to future-proof our ability to create or get vaccines. I don't think it's to future-proof. Well, it's we're not going to be able to get it that way anyway, Chris, because remember, they took us out of the World Health Organization. So whatever the other countries come up with, we're not going to see it until 2028 because he's already taken us out. We got to get somebody to put us back in. So, um, good idea, VJ. I mean, to make a you know what doll for that girl. Yes, 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 yes. I think somebody on Etsy is making them where you can put pins in them. Um, I had a thought and it just went poof out of my head. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, we were taken out. So whoever comes in 28 will have to put us back in. Oh, they have a measles outbreak in the Texas detention center where Liam and his father were being held. And they have one in Arizona where they were being held. I forgot. That's part two. Let me do part one. I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot. I got a video for that. Let me do this one first. You all know how I get. I start. Oh, so Liam and his father are back in Minnesota, but they're still in a detention center. They are not home yet. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't understand. And I know why his mother won't go to get him because if she shows up, they're going to detain her. So this is Monique Presley, and she goes live every day. She is a defense attorney.
That's snatching. That's kidnapping. That's taking people off of the streets and out of their homes and away from their loved ones. I mean, you guys saw what happened to little 5-year-old Liam and his father. Hideous behavior. I mean, we watched on video what they are doing. They're using children as pawns to try to get adults to come out of the house. All of it is lawless, and all of it has to stop. So what am I trying to tell us that we need to do about it? Because, guys, I'm about action steps. Abolish ICE. That's what we need to see. Abolish ICE. And if you want more information, you can go to my feed, so many other people's feeds. I posted this information there so people can have an understanding. Just want to give you the background information, what ICE is about, how to identify. Vehicles are typically American made. They may have US government plates, and you can share this information with people who need to know it. But something has to be done. You guys can screenshot this script so that you can call your senator, call your member of the House. If you're looking to figure out how to get in touch with your senator, your member of the House, that's on the screen, obviously, 202-224-3121. You can also go to congress.gov, house.gov, senate.gov, and get the information there. I'm going to stick that banner up for you one more time. Congress.gov, house.gov, senate.gov to get the information, or call Congress 202-224-3112.
Now, Monique has also been covering for Don Lemon since he went to California and had his issues, and he still is not back in New York yet, so she's still covering his show. And as I said, she has an hour-long show. She goes live every day, and she gives action points every day. Uh, are they, Roberta? Oh, that's wonderful. Several governors are making their own coalition with the World Health Organization. That is also. There's a measles outbreak in South Carolina. Oh, Lord. No, they are in Minnesota, but they're in a detainment camp in Minnesota. They're not in their actual homes yet. And the mom is 4 months pregnant, and when she found out what happened to her son, they said she passed out and had to be rushed to the hospital. And here's how lies start. They said that the father left the child in the car and ran. Well, of course he's going to run. He doesn't want to be detained. And the mother would not come out of the house to get Liam. Well, she's not going to come out of the house because she's pregnant and she doesn't want to be detained. They were calling family members to come to get Liam. Ain't nobody coming out. So they were forced to detain him with his father because no family member would come get him. Will RFK Jr. try to figure out a way to keep us from rejoining the WHO no matter who's in office? Well, in 2028, when we get a new president, we get a new cabinet. So he won't be there. And Monique said, I don't know if I agree with her, but she said that they have to get 47 out of office. And she understands what I always say, that Shady is not any better, but she says she believes that Shady will be better. So that's just less bad. I don't know if I agree with her on that. Roberta says, since most of what he's done is by executive order, Chris, it might, I think that might make it easier to reverse. Yes and no. He's written executive orders, and those that he's just written, yes, they can be reversed. But those that have been passed into law, you got to make another law to reverse the ones that have been passed. Mandy, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. How are you holding up, girlfriend? Roberta says they could have called child services to get him. Why? That makes too much sense. And that's what I was thinking about with those children that are in the detention centers. Why don't they call child services on them? I don't understand. I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm glad, Mandy. Roberta says, how many have actually been passed in Congress? I Probably all of them, because we're not in control of Congress. That's how we could send $40 billion to Venezuela. You'll have to look it up. Yeah. It you know, little Mikey is going to make sure it passes. They get paid for bodies. That's true. No, well, they get that bonus if they get, what is it, 3,000 people per day. There's that incentive that needs to be done away with. Yeah, that's the one I forgot to write about. I knew there was something. I was like, I need to be. I'm missing one. That was it. I remembered. Put into the court system. I remember that now. Okay. So then we have. I got another one. This one is
Nightmares, worms in food, and psychological torment. That is how a single Venezuelan mother is describing life inside a family detention facility in Dilley, Texas, the same center where 5-year-old Liam Ramos and his father were held. MS Now national reporter Rosa Flores sat down with the young mother, who has since been released but is ordered to wear an ankle monitor and regularly check in with ICE.
Veo que está llorando. I mean, you're crying now. ¿Qué es lo más difícil para usted? What's the most difficult part?
Tener miedo ahora de estar en la calle, tener miedo de que me vuelvan a meter a este lugar.
She says that her biggest fear is that she's afraid everywhere. She's afraid to be outside. She's afraid to be taken back into the Dilley facility, and that she doesn't want to go back into detention. Su hijo, ¿cómo está? How is your son?
todavía se despierta en las noches llorando.
She says that he wakes up at night crying.
No ha querido comer mucho todavía.
He still doesn't eat.
And Rosa joins us now live from outside the Family Detention Center in Dilley, Texas. Rosa, what more are you learning about this family and the facility?
Mika, thank you so much for shining light on this story. This woman is so afraid that she doesn't want to use her real name. She wants us to call her Maria for fear of retaliation. She was arrested last November with her toddler son during a routine ICE check-in. And she was in detention for about 2 months. And she told us about the conditions inside the facility. You described some of it. Worms in broccoli. She said that there's waiting for everything, long lines because there's more than 1,000 people inside the facility. But she said that the worst part is the psychological torment. The lights are on 24/7. She says that she couldn't sleep at night, just thinking. And as a mother with a toddler, she said that the only things she could offer her son were motherly hugs every single day. Now, we asked DHS for comment. We asked them a lot of questions. They didn't answer our specific questions, but they did send us a statement, and I want to read you a portion of it. They said, quote, all detainees are provided with 3 meals a day, clean water, clothing, bedding, showers, soap, and toiletries. Inmates also have access to phones to communicate with family members and lawyers. And Mika, this woman said that all of a sudden, 2 months into her detention, the federal government offered her $5,000 to self-support. When she said no, she was bused to Laredo, Texas. An ankle monitor was strapped on her leg, and she was released into a faith facility. And Mika, I have to leave you with this, because if people are thinking, oh, is the Trump administration just all of a sudden becoming more humane? There's a hidden risk that has this woman and so many others terrified. They have to return, Mika, to the same ICE facility where they were detained with their children. And so in essence, the Trump administration has created this vulnerable pool of people that they can rearrest.
MS Now national reporter Rosa Flores, live from Dilley, Texas. Thank you for your coverage. Thank you very much. Meanwhile,
So they wonder why the kids won't eat. They got worms in the food. There's 1,000 people there. And for the ones who are, like the ones in Minnesota who are detained and sent down to Texas, when they're released, their families have to get them back to Minnesota. They have to call family members, call everybody they can to scrape together enough money to get them from Texas to Minnesota. I think if you're taken from your home state to another state, you should be put on the bus, like the bus that they were using in El Salvador, and taken back to your home state. That's crazy. Girl, that's not my word of choice, but I'm on air. I'm trying not to get more strikes than I can handle. She was checking in and following the rules. And that's where I have problems. Now she's got to go. So how is she supposed to get from Laredo to the Dilley Center? And she's got on an ankle bracelet. If she gets so far out of range from Laredo, what happens? I believe there are organizations that are helping people with these costs. Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful, because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Like the man they took from, was it Minnesota? And dropped him off somewhere when they found out that he had his papers, and they told him to walk home in a snowstorm with no coat on. Mandy, yes, and that's what the hats are funding. Oh, is that what the hats are funding? They said it was for immigration, whatnot, but I didn't know that specifically. Oh my God. If you ever told me, and I put a couple of shorts on my community tab of other things of interest that I found while I was looking for things, and but it's like, the whole 5 minute short, and I'm trying not to take people's whole content, but I do put them in the description, but yeah, they're shoot, it's just amazing. The immigrant law system. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't just set them out the door and say, find your way back home. They probably would have if the Congress persons hadn't been down there already. Jasmine went down there with, I don't know who she went down there with to check out the facility. They took samples of the water and they brought the samples back to be independently tested. Since they were told everybody gets clean water, they're testing the water. But Jasmine said that Liam just lays there. She was, stroking him and playing with him and talking to him, and he never opened his eyes. They have a social worker and a nurse practitioner. That baby needs a doctor. So the kids have stopped eating. The kids are malnourished. He's not the only child having problems. And that's yeah, I'm gonna put my foot in this. For the party that is pro-life, they're doing their best to erase these lives, and I know it's just because they're brown and red skin. It's not that they're not valuing the life because the lives aren't white. Kids should not be used as bait to lure their parents out of the home either. Kids, they should not go to the schools and try to snatch the parents, because then you leave this child standing on the sidewalk trying to figure out how to get home. That's child abuse. You don't go to the child's home and hold on to them to make their parents come out of the home. That's child endangerment. But they act like the laws don't apply to them, which is also what, I put this in the chat, but I don't know where, hold on, let me see if I can figure out where we are. If I have a start place on
So let me give you three numbers:
Oh,
28, 99, and 150,000.
How come I
Here's
always
what
end
those
up in a
mean.
commercial? Why is that?
For the first time since he was
Yeah,
taken
no,
by
it
ICE, we
backed
have
up to
new
the whole thing.
first-hand information.
The other one is, oh wait a minute, let me check the description. See if I narrowed it down. Give me just a second, Roberta. Talk amongst yourselves. I have to run over to the YT and see what I did, because I had taken this one out of the playlist, but it's back in my playlist, and I don't know why. I don't know why I have this here. Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. And I do have a funny. Well, it's kind of funny. It's not real. No, I didn't even put it in there. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. I probably didn't put it in there because the whole thing is good. It's hold on, I can still hear myself. VJ, stop. Okay, Chris Jansing was speaking to Jasmine Crockett today about her experience at the Dealey Detention Center, And they also spoke to the other representative that was there with her. And they talked about, Liam and everything that's going on with him and his family. But this is one of those, how in the world did you spell that? My Lord. ILL. There you go. That's one of those where you kind of have to listen to the whole thing because it's good. It's good. I think they need to keep Dealey open to house the ICE when they, oh my God. I can second that. Roberta says, Mandy, that's why I'm avoiding social media. I get in trouble asking if these kids are the criminals they promised to get rid of. And Jasmine also said that of the 1,000 people who are down there, none of them are criminals. None. Not a one. So why are they still there? So as Monique said, make sure you're registered and that you are able to vote in the midterms, and check in your area and see when your voting starts. And she made the statement that all of the congressional people are up for vote in the midterms. And I'm like, aren't they just doing half? So I had to go look. God bless her little pointed head. Monique was correct. Well, of course she is. She's a lawyer. Oh, hold on. Stop. Thank you, though. So, I learned something new on every live. And of course, I didn't talk to Roberta, so she didn't get to school me on this. But they've got, as of December the 19th, 2025, 9 incumbent senators and 44 incumbent representatives are not running for re-election in 2026. There are 2 special elections scheduled to take place November the 3rd. One special election will fill the last 2 years of the 6-year term that Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Republican Florida, was elected to in 2022. The other special election will fill the last 2 years of the 6-year term that Vice President Shady was elected to in 2022. Let's see, those elected in the Senate and the regularly scheduled elections on November will begin their 6 years term on January the 3rd, 2027. Additionally, those elected to the House in the regularly scheduled elections on November the 3rd will begin on the same day. But close your eyes for a minute if you get dizzy. Okay, open your eyes. There are 435 seats in the House of Representatives. 3 of them are vacant. So we got 435 chances of taking back over Congress. Okay, close your eyes. I'm scrolling again. Okay, open your eyes. 33 of the 110 seats in the Senate are up for election, and another 2 seats are up for special election. Oh, wait, close your eyes. I forgot something. Hold on. It was not in this blurb. What happened to it? I think there are 5 non-voting seats in the House that are not up for re-election. Oh, here we go. Open your eyes. All 435 districts in the U.S. House of Representatives and 33 seats in the U.S. Senate are up for election. Five of the House's, see, I had five, I got it. Five of the House's six non voting members are also up for re election. We got a chance. Also, last weekend, a Democrat was elected as the Texas senator, Texas House senator. He's a Democrat. Texas voted in a Democrat in the 9th district. Thank you, Texas. So 35 of the 100, 33 of the 100 seats are up, and all 435 of the representatives are up. Unfortunately, my Hawley got elected this past November, so I got him for 5 more years, or November 2024. I got him for 5 more years. I don't know when Schmidt is up. Roberta says, Mandy, that's why I'm avoiding. Oh, yeah, I got that one. I put that in. Mandy says, right. Now, of course, it's Tuesday. I'm live, so here's my trash service. Mandy says also that they came to Minnesota is because we're a sanctuary state. We take in refugees. Also, they came to Minnesota because 47 is PO'd that your governor had the nerve to campaign against him. He's that petty. And you're a blue state. Yeah. And if Kamala had run for governor in California, he'd still be there. Roberta says, I had a call from my caseworker, asked if I wanted to register to vote. Oh, yes, if you go to vote.org, you can register there. And Monique gave 2 other sites where you can register online. I don't know if they're still going to let us do the absentee ballots this year because 47 is dead set against it. But the court said that he couldn't change the voting laws. Cross our fingers and see what happens. So I made sure my registration is still good. And again, wait until the very last day that you can register and go online and make sure that you are still registered. Minnesota State Senate just turned blue again. Yay, Minnesota! Awesome. I think everybody that's had a vote since January has turned blue, has voted blue, because we had the blue tsunami, but even the ones after that voted blue except Tennessee. I saw a judge slapped back on the revoking of temporary refugees said, yeah, but see, that's the problem. And in that little blurb I put in there, Jasmine says the same thing. The courts say it's against the law. Everybody knows it's against the law, but they do what they want to do anyway. And these yahoos don't understand that this presidential immunity does not encompass them. And when 48 comes into power, all of these people are going to jail. Unless they get pardoned. That will definitely help. Abbott thought he was being sneaky by scheduling so fast and on a Saturday. Most people don't work on Saturday, so where do you think they're going to be? Yeah, he thought he was being sneaky. He sure did. How does that work out for you, Jeff? Is it Jeff Abbott? Governor Hot Wheels. Darcia says, Roberta, I did too when the orange guy sent FBI agents to Atlanta for the ballots. Our info is in their hands. Yeah, well, they had Doge all in our records, so we've got no privacy. Not a one. Darcia, make sure you keep, yeah, make sure you check. Monique said, go to vote. And she gave the list of the 3 sites that she has confidence in. She says she does not trust the other sites, and to check on their site what your state's cutoff point is, and go on that very last date to make sure that you're still registered, and if not, register again on that date. So if you're registered on that date, they can't change it. And check your polling place. Yeah, we haven't voted red since the 70s. I've never voted red. I voted depending upon who's running. I don't vote a straight blue ticket. It depends upon who's running, because we've had a couple of red people here that weren't that bad, and the blues were horrible. So I voted for the not that bad red. But yeah, I don't vote a straight ticket. Pebble says, my voter location is changed. Check and see if you can do an absentee ballot, if you can do a mail-in ballot. Darcia says to Roberta, I do, and I still think those were ICE agents posing as FBI. And that's quite possible. And it also could be the man down the street, because you never know, because they got their faces covered. You don't know who's there. They could be Proud Boys. They could be anybody. Chris says, so has hers. I haven't checked where my polling place is. I know during lockdown, I just did the mail-in. Roberta says, Mandy, I went in a few years ago. I guess I was frustrated a while ago. I registered as unaffiliated in 2000. I only registered as a Democrat because of John F. Kennedy, and that he started the Peace Corps. And I still had this big idealistic thing, and I'm like, I'm going to the Peace Corps. And my parents said, you're going to college. You call your county. You don't know who's answering that phone. Check a couple of places. We've had 3 cases of citizens posing as ICE and kidnapping women. Oh, that's horrible. Did you get the women back? Oh, please say you got the women back. That's horrible. Oh my gosh. That's awful. That is really awful. And again, it's the inhumanity of it. That's really awful. Okay, let me see. We got through the ballots. Ballotpedia. We did. Let me check here. I put Jasmine in the link because it's a good one. So I think, okay, before I do the funny, what's going on in everybody else's state? Mandy, I know what's going on in yours, and I am so sorry. But what else is going on in your state, Mandy? And Chris, Roberta, and Pebbly Pooh, what's happening in your neck of the woods? Roberta says, I was going to join the Peace Corps right after my divorce. Yeah, I wanted to go and do some good for the less fortunate, but you know what? Now we're the less fortunates. He said, wow. Yeah, I was impressed by John F. Kennedy. even though I couldn't understand half of what he said. My first cousin answers the phone in my county. Really? Well, that's provided you're on good terms with your first cousin. We don't want any infighting. But I'm glad that. Now, see, you got an end there. Roberta says one woman incapacitated one of them and called an ambulance for him, then left him in the cold. I love it. I love it. I honestly love it. She did at least call an ambulance for him. She didn't tell him to walk home in the cold. Honest to Pete. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know what's wrong with I do know what's wrong with these people. 47 has given them the green light to be racist again. Or to show their racism. Chris says Republicans running hard for governor's office here in Illinois. They're running again. Is Pritzker running again? I thought he had more years. What's going on with I always want to call him Jamie. JD. I hate that. I hate that. I love me some Pritzker. But then again, I want him to run as 48. Oh, Lord, I lost my buttons. Hold on. Un momento, please. There he is. Oh, he's JB. Yeah, well, JB, JD, what do you want me to do here? He's 61. Oh, J. Robert. He was born in California. That's what I want to know. Can he run for governor again? Yes. Is running for a third term in the 2026 election because Illinois has no gubernatorial term limits. Ooh, that's wonderful. A decision he officially announced in mid-2025 to continue his work and build on his administration's progress, though it's a rare move with potential scrutiny. Well, yeah, I see why the Republicans want him out. But hey, I'm happy that you have no term limits. When you have a good governor, you've had some shady ones. Yeah, you should see how many reports there are of ICE agents. It's even crazier than before. Wow. And the mayor of Philadelphia says if ICE comes there and breaks the law, they will be arrested. Roberta says, Mandy, I saw a report about Pillow Guy running for governor. God. Yeah, I knew he was still here, but I was like, isn't he running again? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's horrible. Did you find out anything about the gift card situation? No, I thought you told me that it was not a thing, so I just left it alone. I didn't know I was still supposed to look into it. I'll look into it. Mandy says, believe me though, most Minnesotans think he's an idiot. Well, you know that, what was it, 9-year-old little boy met him at the RNC and had a conversation with him and showed him how much he did not know? Most people in the world think he's a crackhead. Darcy says, yes, Roberta, the pillow guy is running too, but he has no backing for right now. But things can change. I hope it doesn't change. Roberta says, what about a gift card? If you can if you can put gift cards together to purchase things, use them as cash. Chris says, yep, it's still a thing and it ticks me off. Well, let's see. While we're here, let's go see, cause I don't know a thing about it. Now, if my cousin Michelle was here, she could probably tell me all about it. Roberta says, yeah, the kid said, I don't believe anyone that says trusted bro. Oh, let's see. It said, well, I gotta make sure you can see it. No, we can't do that from here. That's ugly. Mr. AI says, yes, PayPal accepts most prepaid gift cards with major logos, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, by linking them as a debit/credit card. But store-specific are certain branded cards like Vanilla Visa. They have vanilla visas? So do they have chocolate visas? Oh, might not work. You must register the card with your name and address for it to be accepted, and you cannot add the card's funds directly to your PayPal balance. Only use it for payments. Okay, PayPal says, use your prepaid gift cards wherever PayPal is accepted. Simply pay with prepaid gift cards with a Visa, American Express, MasterCard, or Discover logo. Just like any other debit or credit cards. So I guess they're only accepting these 4. Can prepaid gift cards used for all services and products? I'm using it, but I'm getting a declined message. If your payment is declined, it's likely that you don't have enough money on your prepaid gift card to cover the entire transaction amount. You may want to use another card or buy a less expensive item. You may also get an error message if your prepaid card was not issued in the U.S. or if you are trying to buy from an international merchant. If you get a declined message during checkout, even if the prepaid gift card has enough balance to cover the full amount, then you may have to register your billing address with the card issuer. Look for a contact website or phone number on the back of the prepaid gift card to complete the registration process. Once registered, please try again. Okay, I'm trying to issue. In rare occasions, you might have to register your billing address with the card issuer. Look for a contact website or phone number on the back. Okay, it looks like you can only use one card. You can't couple them together. They come a low balance over time to cover a recurring amount. Prepaid cannot be used for payments automatically pulled down. Okay. Let me go back. Okay, they got videos. Add a gift card to PayPal, quick and easy. How to add Visa gift cards to PayPal. And this is 2025 full guide. How to use Visa gift cards. Those are all Visa. Oh, here we go. Can you pay with two separate cards online? Luis de Nicola. Oh, let me make sure you all are seeing this. It went with me. Yay. Okay. Want to use two different means of payment in one transaction online? Most retailers don't allow customers to pay for a single purchase with multiple credit cards or debit cards online, but there are some strategies for splitting payments on purchases that can be used. Yeah, but can you do this with PayPal? For example, PayPal Cashback MasterCard offers 3% cash back on PayPal purchases, which may be higher than a rewards rate. However, a different card might have an exclusive. Uh, Chris, are they from different merchants? You can use if you link with your bag as of 1/1/26. I didn't even know vanilla Visa was a thing, but that's nice to know. Welcome back, Darcia. Chris says, I hear hoop, hoop, hoop. I tried all that and was still declined. Oh my. I have fat fingers too. My helper can use a brick and mortar store. Okay, yeah, they're from store. If they're from stores, they may not accept those. except at those stores. It's not too late to call your rep about no extra funding. They voted tomorrow. They vote tomorrow. It'd be the Senate, wouldn't it? Because it's already gone through Congress. It's the Senate, isn't it, Roberta? Let me know if I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. For ICE, yeah. And my senators are two of those that voted to continue funding ICE. I cannot. I cannot. Ooh, and my parents thought they were doing something moving from down south. They moved me into a red state, Lord. Why, Lord? I cannot. Sis Ola Joe is not going live today. So you all have a break. Reese Waters is going to have a premiere later on tonight. I don't know what time because he hasn't said anything yet. Hold on. Well, I don't know who's screaming, but there's a dog on the loose. And it's part pit bull, so you know I'm not going out there. Okay, Mandy says yes, Senate. No, ICE has become its own bill. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, because I had no idea. Ooh, Lord, he's out there in a t-shirt and pants, but he's running after the dog so good. Can it call anyone you can, tell them to talk to each other. Each one take one with you. So this weekend, while I was out here in these streets trying to figure out what was going on and how much I could handle, this lady came across in my feed. I have never seen her before, pardon the language, but she's on YT and they've accepted the language, so hey. Roberta says, I'm confused now, but like I said, call anyone you can. That's that. Roberta, you know I'm confused on any given day, so that's good. This may not be a funny for most people. It was a funny for me because I was like, what the hey? What y'all, what, and what? Can I get it? Okay, hold on, girlfriend. Wait a minute, pause. Pause, I said. And, no offense to anybody, because you know we all family here. But I thought this was funny. Where's my arrows? Okay. Let's share this one instead. Caramba. I keep forgetting I can't make it big and put it on StreamYard at the same time. But let's do this. Because, of course, me with my non-politically minded self, you're not going to work right for me, huh? I did not know this was a thing.
To go down. There is this all-female army of white women called the Handmaid Army. They about that life, y'all. White women, this is what I'm talking about. Because again, you know this is y'all's fight, white folk. But I'm to tell you, I will be praying to God and the ancestors for your strength in the Lord.
Hold on,
I
I
gotta
gotta
tell
move
you,
the caption so you all
these
can see.
bitches right here look like they about that
Where are my captions?
life. Oh yeah, it's about to be a revolution. It's about to be televised. This is gonna be good.
Sorry.
Family, it's about to
Where are my captions?
go down. There is this all-female army of white women called the Handmaid Army. They about that life, y'all. White women, this is what I'm talking about. Because again, you know this is y'all's fight, white folk. But I'm to tell you, I will be praying to God and the ancestors for your strength in the Lord. But I gotta tell you, these bitches right here look like they about that life. Oh yeah, it's about to be a revolution. It's about to be televised. This is gonna be good. Family, it's about to go down. There is this all-female army of white women called the Handmaid Army.
So, you know my middle name is Question. I had to go look for the Handmaid Army. They had been in Minnesota last November. I didn't hear anything about that. I did not hear one peep about the Handmaid Army. Mandy says House passed the ICE bill today. It goes to Senate next. How did they pass the bill when they are shut down? If they can afford jets, they don't need any more funds. That part. Did T just say he wants to tear down the Kennedy? After he spent all that money putting his name on it, he better leave it alone. He closed it, supposed to be fixing it up. He said that if they won't change, he said that if they won't change it to his name, well, they can't have a memorial for him because he's not dead. Now, if he wants a memorial, he has to, make that little step to be memorialized. Revolutionary thing? What do you mean? Because I was like, wait a minute, when did this come about? What happened here? Why? I was too confused. So, you know me, I had to go look. Roberta says, I think he's mad because that stupid film flopped. Okay. The Handmaid Army is a decentralized activist protest movement where participants wear red robes and white bonnets, evoking Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, to protest against perceived authoritarianism, fascism, and threats to reproductive rights. These activists, often organizing silent marches or rallies, target conservative events, government institutions, and immigration policies, example ICE, to visually represent oppression and resistance. Oh, here's a link. You can join the Handmaid. Well, I'm not white, so I can't join. Join the Handmaid Army in D.C. for peaceful activism. Let's see, what is this? The Handmaid, they were in Minnesota. Okay. This is from January the 20th. Oh, wait a minute. How come when I switch tabs it doesn't go with me? Okay. This is from January the 27th of 2026. They were out there with her red robes and their white bonnets. Oh, snap. The Handmaid Army has arrived in Minnesota to help protest ICE deporting criminal illegal immigrants. Who that harpo, you say? Okay, this is what we read before. Iconic robes and white bonnets to demonstrate for women's rights, bodily autonomy, and against perceived authoritarianism, fascism, and threats to democracy, often targeting conservative events or institutions like the Heritage Foundation. These groups including Handmaid Army DC, organize silent marches, protests, and rallies to visually symbolize oppression and resistance, advocating for issues from reproductive rights to immigration policies. The Handmaid's Tale is a renowned 1985 dystopian novel by Margaret Atwood, later adapted into a popular Hulu television series. Okay, that goes on to tell about the Handmaid's Tale. What does all of this mean? Not sure, but it looks like the Handmaid Army is standing 10 toes down in Minnesota. Praise be, sisters. Stay safe and take care of one another. And then they have a video below. Oh, D.L. Hughley covered them. It was on Instagram. Can I get a share link without going there? Can I copy and paste? Do I get a share link from here? We'll see. Okay, here is. Here's D.L. Hughley's Instagram. And that's the only thing, when you go to Instagram, they don't take you to what you're looking for. They just take you to the page and you still have to find what you're looking for. But there's D.L. Hughley's Instagram, if anybody is interested. So, what have you all been saying while I was gone into the netherworlds? No, have not watched The Handmaid's Tale. I don't have Hulu. I have to see if I can get it somewhere else. Roberta, it was a huge flop, and yes, he is so mad. Chris read it a long time ago. Roberta says, in The Handmaid's Tale, she said if they don't want to see us fight, they shouldn't have given us a uniform. Oh, did she now? I did not see the protests for gun control, no. I know the GOP is up in arms because Perot said if anybody shows up in D.C. with a handgun, they will be... Roberta says people dressed in white with headdress that covered the face and held up kids' pictures that were unalived in school shootings. Oh, how powerful is that? Oh, I love it. That did not turn out to be as funny as I thought it would be. So, Roberta, do you have a funny to send us out on. And I would like to thank everybody who has spent the last hour with me. You could have spent it anywhere, but you chose to spend it with me, and I do not take it lightly, because we got work to do. And again, if you're interested, go back and watch Monique Presley from today. And she goes live every day. And this week she is covering Don Lemon while he's out west trying to do what he does. And his husband's out there with him. And if you've seen pictures of them after he was released, you can look at Tim's face and tell he is mad. Ooh, they lined the sidewalk. Ooh, and you're still laughing at Melania. None of the Trump kids went. Barron didn't go. None of the kids went. Oh, you're still laughing at Melania? Okay. Is that our funny? You all are the best. Everybody have a great day. I am I got some work out for me. Pebbles, look in your spam and see if you have a PayPal invoice. If you do not, send me a message on Facebook and I will reprint it for you. I don't know what the problem is, because Marsha Y also said she did not get her invoice. I will look into it. Chris is funny. Thank you, Dinky Jen, and everybody. You all are the best. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, wait a minute. Roberta's got something. Oh, Greenland has introduced a law that bans the Trump family all for 100 years. Oh, that is funny. That is funny. Oh my God, I had not heard that. Good night, Dinky Jen. Oh, that. Roberta, you came through. Go ahead, Greenland. See, some people have spines. And I looked at the Prime Minister this morning, and he was talking about the aircrafts, and a lot of those Canadian aircrafts have been adapted and they're being made in Alabama. So if he bans the aircrafts, then Alabama's going to lose some money. Bet he didn't think that through. Does he think anything through? I'm just asking. You know my middle name is Question. I'm going to ask. Don't forget, I dropped some things in the community tab. Everybody have a blessed day. See you all later. Take care now. Bye-bye.